So, hello everyone that you are entering in our awareness meetings online. Hello everyone, welcome. Hello, thank you for your symbols. Hello, good morning, welcome. In here in Facebook Direct, you need to write because I have this program so we can record for YouTube that I don't see the symbols, I only see what you write. In Instagram direct you can put all the symbols that I can see everything. So welcome everyone for this awareness meeting on live. Hello sweethearts, welcome you all. Welcome. Hello from Greece, hello from France, from Portugal, from Ibiza, from England, from Brazil. Hello, everyone. Welcome, everyone. So before we start, I want to send all my prayers to everyone that is already in quarantena for a long time. Hello from Holland. Hello. For a long time, and you are feeling the consequence of deep isolation and all the conflicts that they start to arise inside of you, inner conflicts, and in families dealing with strong emotions. I'm receiving a lot of people during the day, of course, by Skype, and we have been working with that. And I want to say that all the videos that we have been recording, you can use them when you need, and you have in every video all the meditations and the exercises to help you to go through these moments and to have space to be with yourself and to hold what you are going on and to accept who you truly are in this moment and to work with that till you find the true presence inside of yourself. So, hello from Italy, from Canada, and from Spain, and from Ukraine, and from Russia. So, hello everyone, welcome. I want to tell you that me too, I'm in quarantena almost for 40 days. And it has been an amazing journey by your side. And today is the third day that I'm without the kids. They are in their father, and I'm enjoying deeply a rest. It's not saying that I don't love them. No, it's just I'm enjoying deeply a rest. And I'm so thankful for having them in my life at the same time, resting while I can still have 2 or 3 days. So everyone, every part of this quarantena and of life, it's a part that you can experience so you can become more in touch with yourself. And there is nothing during your life that should be that it is out of our sacred experience to be alive. And that's what we step by step we dive into this acceptance of the moment and how to really experience and how to hold ourselves in that and to allow us to move through it. So welcome everyone to these meetings that I'm here to support, a very honest place where we dive into different themes so we can explore our awareness and our presence. So we will start today with our meeting, our meditation, awareness meditation, to ground and to support our presence so we can dive directly into one of the most strong themes of the moment, that is what we call negative emotions, and in my perspective, how can point us where we need attention, and we will go even deeper and we will see there's no negative emotions, of course, in my perspective. So everyone, take a deep breath. Put your feet on the ground, and the ones that you are in lotus position, straight your back. Take a deep breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling your feet on the ground. Feeling your body against the ground. Sensing how this ground is so solid. Take a deep breath. And now I invite you to visualize planet Earth, Pachamama, and to see all the rivers, forests, mountains, plants and flowers, the ocean and the waves, the beach, the cities, our brothers and sisters, animals and rocks, sensing beings, non-sensing beings, other human beings, breathing in, breathing out, a dark night full of stars, and the rising sun every morning, breathing in, breathing out, acknowledging that you are breathing in, breathing out in this moment, and recognizing that everything is breathing with you in this interconnection with oxygen and dioxide carbon. Breathing in, breathing out. And that everything at the same time is totally alive and vibrating life, the same way that you are, even if for some moments in your life you don't remember and you don't recognize. Breathing in, breathing out, and just sensing this power of life, even if you are locked down in your home, and remembering and recognizing this connection that nobody can steal from you, but you can sense each moment, each breath, breathing together with this planet Earth and with this mystery of life. Breathing in, breathing out. Now choose a place in your body that you feel some relaxation. Maybe your feet, maybe your legs, maybe your belly, maybe your heart and arms, or maybe your head. Choose one. Breathe in, breathe out, where you feel relaxation, and allow this relaxation to expand to the rest of your body. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a deep breath and open your eyes. So hello everyone, since last Friday. Hope you had the most aware moments in these days, and I hope these meetings are really supporting you in this quarantena that we are globally going through. And speaking with a lot of couples, mothers that they are singles with their children, speaking with people that they are totally isolated, and being there with them in their own emotions and their own feelings. I want to tell you that is totally normal to go through hard moments. That is totally normal to lose your temper. That is totally normal to feel sad. Totally normal to feel anguish and anxiety for the future. And it's totally normal to enjoy a rest for the ones that you are enjoying a rest. It's totally normal to enjoy your family, the ones that you are taking time and using your time for what you are doing. So it's not about what other people are feeling, but how can you use your time and what happens to you this quarantena so you can become closer to who you truly are and your true essence, that is pure consciousness. So today we have these beautiful and themes that touches most of us, that is what we call negative emotions, and how they are a gate for perception of where we are in that moment. So first of all, I would like to say that what we call negative emotions, in my perspective, I understand the concept at the surface that we have a need to catalog positive emotions and negative emotions in terms of pleasure and suffering. That put us in a place that we can be calm, can we feel love, can we feel at peace, that we can feel joy, or the other ones that we can feel anger and anxious and sad, anxiety, depressed. But in my perspective, for what I've been growing in myself, I can't see nothing has positive or negative emotions in that sense. Any emotion is an energy in movement. And if we dive deep in who we truly are, we can observe, as most of you already do it with the work that we have been doing, or with all the work that you have been doing in your life, growing your inner observer, that is your presence. You can all see that emotions, they come and go, but the one who presents the emotion is what is there, is what is presence, and that presence is you. So emotion has an energy in movement, is a guest to your true authentic being. So just to begin and to clarify, that is no emotion that we can in a very honest way and in truth to call negative or positive. We are only on the psychological concept of the consequence of that emotion in our emotional body. So emotional body is a code, a language to be in this personality. And honestly, if we can see any emotion has a guest or has a beautiful bird that has the right to sing, has the right to express himself, and this little voice that comes, one that is so sad, so angry, so anxious, if we hold the space for any emotion to be recognized, to be accepted, to be that we have the space for their true existence and true expression, what we are doing by holding the space inside of us for that emotion to exist, what we are doing is to establish an environment inside of us that we can somehow allow the emotion to manifest, but we are not drowned into the emotion. What happens is normally we are totally drawn to the emotions, so we find ourselves in the history of the emotions and in the reaction of the emotion and in the interactions and reactions of the emotions with ourselves and with others. And by this, I don't want to sound that when the emotion comes, especially the strong ones, we don't feel. We really feel the pain body acting in our body. So we feel deeply a strong discomfort in the body. we feel the intensity of the emotional body in our system, and even sometimes the confusion and the obsession of the mind, of the thoughts becoming very active. So when we are speaking about these emotions, that we can call them, that normally people call them negative, the perspective of psychology or any therapy normally is to help the person to have safetiness, to slow down, and to have ways to deal with that emotion. So we are not totally drowned by the emotion, and we lose our connection with reality. When we go through very strong and strong emotions, what happens is we are so afraid that we can't sustain that emotions. We are so afraid that we will die, that we will go crazy, that we will do something crazy. And of course, there are many times that we even act out very crazy because of the intensity of the emotion. So all the therapy tools that they are in our disposal are here to help us to slow down and to become more in touch with reality around us, so we don't lose our ground, and to see, even if the emotion is here, we can stay grounded and in reality. Honestly, it's almost impossible to not impossible, but our body have a very safe mechanism, self strategy defense, that is, when something is really painful physically or emotionally, our body shuts down, is where many people, they faint away. So this is a very precious and intelligent strategy of our body to help us to shut down when we can't hold or sustain ourselves to that situation. So, of course, speaking like this seems very simple and very easy. It's very intellectual. But I will give you an example. For example, a person that is in war, even a military that is trained to be there, if he sees a very terrible situation, like their friends losing arms, or if he receives an attack and he receives a strong shot, the body automatically shuts the pain, the chemistry to feel the pain, he shuts down. We don't feel, and normally we faint. Has to abuse, has to a car accident or a big fall, or when we the intensity of the emotional pain is so strong that somehow we faint away. All this is a strategy to help you not to feel that intensity. So if you are in a situation that you are still feeling, somehow is because your system can hold that emotion. So this is the part of where therapy can really support us with all these techniques to bring us out of the history. Because when the chemistry in the body becomes strong and the discomfort becomes strong, the mind becomes very active, not in the sense that she wants to control, but she really wants to help. But her way to help is very on fog. And why? Because we have all these conditionings from past situations that have these filters. So the mind will act out with thoughts that comes from all the other situations from the past. That's why when I work at the emotional level, of course, I use a lot of tools from therapy, for emotional release, from somatic, for trauma release, for any other tools. But the main environment that I want to create, that I present to people, is awareness, is to create a space inside of you by your own timing, by your own presence, that you can step by step be with yourself, and anything that comes, you can sustain without becoming drowned by it and going to the river of that history, drama, tragedia, that you can sustain that and really become present as a true observer of what is going on with you in that moment at the emotional level. That's why it's so important to everyone that you are looking for emotional uh, release, that you are dealing with stress, with depression, even with schizophrenia, bipolarity, trauma, that you have all the techniques from therapy, even from medicines, tools, that they can support you for that moment where you feel that you can't cope with the uh, hold manifestation of that emotion. So it can bring you and the fear of losing, the fear of dying, the fear of that you can't sustain the ground for yourself, that you totally lose connection, that it can bring you to this moment of reality. And that's why so many times we use the breath to help you to come back, the touch in your body, the to look around the surroundings, so you can do reality check where you are, how you are. But at the same time, in the work that I develop with all my clients and in the school, we can't do only this work that is only in the intellectual level and the emotional body and physical, of course, but we need to go to the awareness path, that is your presence, that is allowing your true and true observer, the presence, what will help you, will support you to grow the capacity to sustain yourself when your emotional body and mind body starts to be very active. So everyone, if my words were helping you till now, can you please write me your comments so we can interact in this new way of awareness meetings online? In Facebook, you really need to write, and here in Instagram Direct, you can put all the symbols. Okay. Hello, Anita from Hungary. Yes, fantastic. Yes. Okay. Yes, fantastic. Fantastic. Good that I'm delivering you some content so can support your true growth, your true growth, your true presence inside of you. Exactly. Exactly. Fantastic. Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. Hello from Poland too. Hello. Welcome, Poland. Fantastic. So I'm gonna move my talk. Thank you for your comments and your symbols and this live interconnection with all of us. Fantastic. Hello, Joanna. Fantastic. Welcome, Anand. Hani. Bom dia. So this myth that I really want to point this myth that there's negative or positive emotions. We need to overcome this myth, even in our intellectual perspective, because if we keep on cataloging as negative or positive emotions, we are still dividing inside of us two parts of our being. And of course, that suggests that makes to grow inside of us the need to only feel good, or the need to avoid what we call negative emotions. So what I want to present to you today is every emotion that you feel, they are welcome. Every emotion that they appear in your system, in your present, they are a gate for a meeting with yourself, in a sense that you can become more present and to observe what is going on and how to work with that and how to learn with that. They are messengers. They are messengers of your physical body, emotional body, and mind body, to trying to tell you something. For example, if we feel very tired, it's just an example, we start to become sometimes very reactive to people. So we start to become very impatient and anxious. What happens is, if we don't exercise our presence, we are totally drawn to it, and we don't even notice that those emotions, those reaction of our emotional body and physical body and mind body, they are trying to tell us, hey, pay attention, you need a strong rest. Because when you are truly in your presence, you are not a reactive person. You are not, you don't feel the anxiety. So why are they coming? They are coming because they want to call your attention so you can come back for your true presence or balance. For example, fear. When fear comes, it's because there's something of our own about our safety nets, not only physical but emotional safety nets, that is trying to call attention. Anger, when she comes and is very strong, sometimes she's trying to call our attention for our boundaries that are not being met, our healthy boundaries that we are losing, or we are allowing that other step. So all the strong emotions, and it can be very joyful and be very beautiful, all this, what normally in therapy calls, and a current language we call negative emotions, they are here to support us to come back to our true presence. And that is my invitation for you, is to start, when you feel something, when you meet some emotion, the first reaction for everyone is, I want to run away from this emotion. I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to feel the discomfort. I don't want even to feel the rage. But what really happens is, the more we try to run, and run is by alcohols, drugs, relations, foods, everything that help us in that moment to not to feel. What happens is, the way we do this, the way we live this life, will only make you to repress these emotions, and they will grow inside. The more we have the capacity, when the emotion, and in metaphorical language we say attack us or knock at us at our door, if we can really in that moment to take a deep breath and say, what is going on here? And to really do this self-inquiry full of compassion, not self-inquiry to transform or to deal or to run away, but the self-inquiry to see what is going on right now inside of me. That is the statement, that is the environment, that is the place where you will find the space for yourself first to accept what is going on, to see what is going on, and then to see the message behind and the true needs of your system, of who you truly are, that they are not being met in that moment. For example, yesterday I had this amazing student, and she's amazing, and she was dealing with very strong situation. I will not give any name, I will just use the example. And she has already a lot of work in herself and awareness. Of course, she's already for a long time in quarantena, trying to work, trying to support others, supporting others and really working. And she has 2 young kids, and she's alone. And when we were speaking, there was a part of her being saying, I'm mad with my kids. I don't have time to rest. I'm mad with other people because I don't get help. And I hate myself because I do this. And I know that I should. And all these inner dialogues, all this intensity in her body, in her soul, in her spirit, in her physical body, that she even did things that she regrets, and she somehow was judging. And of course, step by step, while we were there working, say, we are all in quarantena, such a unique and dramatic time. So why not just observing what is there and totally surrender for what is happening to you right now? Is that doesn't matter if you are already a person that did a lot of work inside of you. Doesn't matter that you lost your temper. Doesn't matter. The thing is, how can you really accept in that moment that you are there? And that's very hard for judgmental mind, of course, because of course we don't like to behave in certain ways, to say certain things, to do certain things, but we have the right, because her needs for rest, her needs for time for herself, her needs to be alone, her needs to sleep were not met. So if she was just still in regret, if she was just still in judging herself, criticizing herself, she would stay there in that vortex of pain body, very painful, very painful. So when we accept what is going on, when we allow ourselves to have true compassion and to look what is the message behind, we can start step by step to melt, to allow all the tears that they need to come out, all the shouts that need to come out, and to allow these judgments, this criticism, just to start to fade away and to really look what is really there to be met. And of course, when we start to met, there's a presence, a very calm presence that starts to have space. That is the presence of awareness, where we accept what is there, where we see without any judgment and criticism the intensity of that pain body, emotional body, mind body. And then only through that we can start to see what can we really do in practical daily life to support those needs that they were not met. Those situations that will help us to bring us back to presence. That moments of stillness that they will bring us the clarity to deal with those situations. So that was a very beautiful moment, of course, of so many of these days that I've been working with people, and I'm very grateful for the trust that you have in me by doing these sessions and really sharing where you are. That's why I strongly believe, it's really in my belief system, not has the mind body thinking, but has an experience, very deep experience inside of me and others, that therapy is just the surface that helps us to slow down and to take us off the shock. So I'm very grateful for any therapy that I've been working with and tools. But there's the other work that is awareness, the true presence that we need to cultivate, that we need to be there, to sustain that space for ourselves. And that can be done, and it's done in every moment of our life. Of course, we come to retreats. Of course, we go to sessions. Of course, we meditate to help that presence to have more space, so we become more in contact. But this presence you can practice every day, every moment of your life. Is just this, that you come back to yourself, and you really allow your inner observer to see what is going on, not through the eyes of what is correct, what you should do, the criticism, the belief systems, but you allow yourself to really feel what is going on with you inside of you. And that's sacred. And that goes beyond any therapy. That's sacred. That is life. We think that enlightenment, we think that spirituality is just to be calm and peaceful. Everything that happens to us, everything is sacred. Everything that we experience is the life force. And the more we are in our presence, the more we can see and hear. The more we are in this pain body, emotional body, mind body, we are so busy in this that we don't see life, that we don't feel life around and inside of us. That's why it's so precious to gather this therapy and awareness path. And I want to tell you, there's no path that is the wrong or the right one. It's your path. You can hear me. You can hear thousands of teachers, thousands of books. You can, but if you are still following someone, if you are still grabbing someone to save you, it will not happen. It will not happen. I can sit by your side. I can even show you the door. I can tell you what happened to me, what helped me. And I can say, do you want to try? And by trying to be there for yourself, to really feel what is resonating inside of yourself, you are allowing your true presence to blossom. And that's the work that I try to bring you here in every retreat that I do. Not in a sense that that I bring you the truth, but a sense that I bring you a space that you can meet your truth. And your truth is yours. And there's a point that you need to let go everything that you think you know, and you come and you need to allow this presence that vibrates inside of you. You will feel here. And even this conversation that I'm having, that you need, life is always here, inside of you, outside of you. It's just a question that somehow you, step by step, in each moment, you come back to this presence with this self-inquiry full of compassion, not from the mind, but from this space of sensing. You will see that your inner observer starts to be more and more present. If my words are truly supporting you in this moment, please send me a comment, so after your comments I can move on into this talk of the day. Fantastic. 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 I'm very happy and I feel very grateful that I can support from the space where am I, of course, from what I sense and I experience. Fantastic that I'm supporting you. I feel very grateful for your comments. So we are really interacting here in this awareness space for each one of us to really grow. Fantastic. 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 In mythology, in the warrior path, that I really appreciate this mythology and metaphors for our inner journey through life. There's the warrior path, and always these warriors, they arrive to a place that they need to decide if they want to go through or if they want to stop. And in mythology, sometimes we find dragons, we find other warriors, a bridge on fire, you know, a big challenge. And normally, the warrior is confronted with deep fear. Can I do it? Can't I do it? The strength that I want to go, but I don't know if I will come out alive. And all these metaphors and stories about warriors, they are the ones that they deeply resonate inside of us. And the stories about the human being that he faced some challenge, but he did nothing. He's just stepped away. Normally, a story they are not told, and you know why? Because inside of us, of course, from my perspective, inside of us, there's this being that is so alive, that is so hungry for blossoming. It's so passion for being present, that all the fears that this being, this present meets, they are opportunities for true growth. So in mythology and in this kind of histories for kids, for the most complex mythologies, all these beings that the warrior finds, all these challenge, they are like gatekeepers. And gatekeepers for what? Gatekeepers for that being that is the warrior needs to overcome himself for what he thought he could do it, for what he thought that he was. So these are metaphors for all of us to remember that the true being, the true presence is much bigger than all the emotions and all the belief systems that we carry. There is always more for all of us. There's always a new step that we can take. And that's why we all resonate so much with this mythology that they are told for centuries since our existence. It's always moving such a depth inside of us, and it goes beyond our minds and even our emotions. Is the core presence inside of us that moves. That's why our emotional body vibrates so much with such a strong story of a warrior. That's why our mind becomes so clear and understands the principles behind the story. That's why our physical body feel strength in that moment. Why? Because through these mythologies, through these stories, we are activating all these archetypes that they live inside of us, that they touch the core of life, of existence. That is what? That is pure transformation. That is even overcoming the process of life and death. That is accepting that life and opportunities is each moment, even if we need to confront death. That's why we are so touched by it. If we see this, what we call in therapy, psychotherapy, or current language, has negative emotions, has gatekeepers for you to deal with, and allow yourself to overcome who you truly are and become more in touch with your core essence, that will be a true support, a very resourceful place to invite all these emotions that they are welcome to your life. And yes, we are in a very challenging times, and by this I don't want to sound that I'm making these strong emotions small and not important. That's why when we feel that a strong emotion or a strong trauma that is taking us to a place that we are so afraid, that we come into such a shock that we can hold ourselves, even our body starts to shake, or we have panic attacks. For the ones that somehow you can't cope with that with true presence, you need to just allow yourself to be vulnerable and to use anything that you can to help yourself. And by this, I mean any therapeutic tools to distract yourself, to go and do something that gives you nurture, that nurtures you, that gives you some kind of pleasure and joy. Why? Because the present for each one of us is totally different. And you have totally the right to be where you are. And that's the beauty of your own life. You don't need to compete with your friend, with your family, with your master, with nobody. You just need to accept where you are. And if you need to slow down this process of being present, and you need to touch yourself so you can, in a panic attack, to be here and now, to use breathing exercises, to go and to meet a friend, to share, you do this. And then when you slow down and you feel a little bit more safe in yourself, in your emotional body, in your mind, in your physical body, you can start again to deal with that emotion again, step by step. So every work, when we are working with strong traumas or strong shock, we need to go very slow with step by step. So we activate a little bit that emotion, and the person, you, me, we can cope with that and to feel that we are a little bit activated, but we can still be grounded. If the activation is too strong, somehow we lose ourselves for the history, and even the body reacts. Yes. So the process is to activate a little bit, and through all the techniques that you still need to use, you use, so you allow yourself to grow the container to hold these emotions. And of course, if you are dealing with strong pain, big trauma, deep shock, you need help. You need to look for someone that supports you. Of course, a professional one, or someone that is already very aware, conscious, to support you, to be there for you. So I will repeat, if you are dealing with really strong emotions, that you lose your ground and you start beating your kids, that you start going crazy, trying to hurt yourself, when the emotional body is very strong, sometimes we start to hurt ourselves. Sometimes we start to cut ourselves, to knock with the head in the walls, to beat ourselves, or we start to beat other people, kids. So when you go into this very painful emotional body, that you start to hurt yourself or others, you need to look for help. And if you don't have nobody that you know, we are here for you, and we are doing sessions totally for free. So in these moments of quarantena, if you go from very stressful moments, ask for help, because the faster you ask for help, the more you have resources to stop this vortex, and you can start to work with it in ways so you can recognize what you are not meeting in your true needs, and we can find the solutions in practical daily life, how to support you so you can meet those needs, not to react from it, and to grow your true presence and awareness. I hope you are fantastic, Yana. And if you are not, you are fantastic anyway, as you know. And I thank you for your comments. So if my comments, if my talks in this moment about the mythology, the way you work with trauma and shock is really supporting you, please send me your comments. Fantastic. I'm really appreciate your comments, and I feel that I feel good that I can support you, that I'm doing the work, and I see that I really support you. Okay, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, okay. So my last message in this talk, if you want, just watch the video all over again. And the message from this meeting today is, look, especially now, and without any illusions for all of us, we are really in a very unique time. And I can tell you that is a big tragedy in many sense for many people. Tragedy that we need to confront, that there is still people in the world that they don't have anything to eat, that there is still war, that now that we are locked down, those people are even worse. We, all of us, we are inside of the houses, and domestic violence is really growing. That we are in momentums that we can't avoid. We don't have the space in relation as couples that we could go out, have our work and have meetings with friends, and then we would come home more resourceful so we can deal with the conflicts in the relations. That you are truly isolated, and sometimes it's not easy, that you really miss a hug, you really miss to make love with someone, that you really miss a touch. So, and to really see from this tragedy that There's so much as humans that we need to become more present so we don't live in the way that we were doing. And honestly, you know, I believe strongly with this tragedy, our future generations, they still have time to transform the way we are living through politics and society. So they still have a future, because the way we were going, uh, it would be, I don't know what kind of future we would really encounter in some years, some decades. So somehow, through this very unique time, in this momentum, we have an opportunity to really look inside, the ones that we want to look inside, because there's many people that they don't. And it's okay, it's sacred anyway. This tragedy is sacred anyway. So through this momentum, I want to tell you that it's very normal that you feel sad, that sometimes you feel very joyful and clarity, and some moments you feel desperate and anxious. And the message is, accept where you are and come back to yourself. Use all the therapy techniques that you know, all the meditations. And if you don't know, because you are new to this environment, you can go to all the videos that I've been recording since the beginning of quarantine and use them, because they are really helping a lot of people. The techniques, not even what I say, the techniques that I explain how to use. And the ones that you are already using this inner work in your life for a long time, spirituality, therapy, this is the time that the more compassion we can be with ourselves, and we accept with where we are. And in the moment that we find ourselves in that situation, we take a deep breath and we go to this presence, the more we are inviting true presence around us too. We are vibrating that. We are that vibrating. Every word that we say, every technique that we use only serves if allow our true vibration to exist. And vibration is deeper than words, is deeper than concepts, is deeper than catalogs, is deeper than science, is deeper than religions, is who we truly are. And that is the resonation of how we truly are in that moment. So everyone, let's take a deep breath, and we will do the last meditation of today. That is the peace meditation that we need to invite more and more. Not in peace that we want to grab peace, but peace in a sense that we embrace all. It's a deeper kind of peace. It's not peace against pain. It's not peace against war. It's the peace that really opens the arms and they embrace all. And when we embrace all, we can really see what is the true need that is there, that is met there. And we can even go beyond that. Take a deep breath, everyone. Put your hands in your heart. Breathing in, breathing out. And today, just for now, you don't do nothing. You don't visualize anything. You don't bring any vision to your mind. You don't choose any part of your body. You just sit, breathing in, breathing out. And you just observe what is there. Maybe for some you are present. Maybe for some you are just listening to your children shouts. Maybe your mind is very fast now. Maybe you are just vibrating and you don't even acknowledge the emotion. Just breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And just for now, you just sit inside of yourself. Breathing in, breathing out. And open your eyes. So Instagram Direct, you went off. I just started again. And thank you everyone for being here. All these days that we have been sharing, that we have been working, that we have been together. Thank you so much for really making these awareness meetings to really happen. And next week, we will have second part of teacher visionary plans and how I perceive them and how I see in years of working with these teacher plans, how they work. Of course, I always share from my points of presence and my where I am. And I want to repeat that everything that I might say, if resonates to you and if it's helpful to you, fantastic. If it's not, it's okay too. It's fantastic because it's about your true resonation inside. What is important for you? That's it. That's what is really important. And day by day, step by step, you are already. So it's not a question that you need to achieve something. You are that. And we are just opening this space for you to be there because you are already there. And that's the big lie. This is a big lie that so many sells to us. You will achieve. You will, if you follow what I say, you will do it. In my perspective, you are already there. You are already there. But we need step by step to open this space, to remember this presence. And sometimes we go through painful emotions, situations, but they are gatekeepers, has the mythology for you, for all of us. So, spasiba, thank you, obrigada, gracias, arigato, and I don't know the other words, at least for now. Thank you so much, everyone, for these meetings. And please, if you need anything, you have the Working with Satya page with the We Stay Together movement. If you know that someone needs some support, we have 36 trainees from Awareness Facilitator in the second year, including myself, supporting totally for free people that they really need support. So all my love for you. See you on Friday with teacher plans, visionary teacher plans, how I see they work, their importance in society, and of course, all the themes that we need to go through with this amazing theme that where I have my heart in this kind of work that is awareness. All my love. Have a beautiful week. See you on Friday. So I will now say goodbye to good. Thank you for your comments. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you for your comment. I'm hoping and looking forward for our meetings, our retreats, and to embrace each one of you and the ones that we don't know. We are already here all together. That's the beauty too. Thank you. Thank you, Val. Thank you. So I will end broadcasting on Facebook. See you on Friday.